Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Today's story includes deceased parent, parental abandonment, entitled stepmother, and neglected animals. Let's start. Am I the idiot for telling my sister if she was my stepmom I wouldn't name my kid after her either? My sister has been married to her husband Nigel for 21 years, and they have been together for about 23 years. Nigel was a widower of 3 years when he met my sister. His kids, at the time of their meeting, were 6 female and 8 male. Also, Nigel's late wife's family was around a lot, and my sister hated it. From the very early days, it was clear she was toxically jealous of Nigel's late wife and the kids' mom. She talked about how strange it was that the kids, who didn't remember her, had her photo in their bedrooms, how her stepdaughter had a locket with a photo of her mom, dad, and brother in it. I remember back then, asking how that was strange. Her mom was loved, and Nigel and his late wife's family, likely, wanted the kids to know they were loved by their mom. She said that was her job now. I told her it wasn't healthy to feel that jealous, and put out over a mom being remembered. Think of how she would feel if our mom died. Honestly, I had a lot of respect for Nigel for the first 2 or 3 years, because his kids seemed to be his priority, and he seemed to still love and care about his late wife, and not want to erase her, but was also ready to be married to someone else. I had seen a lot of far more awful scenarios. But then, he started letting my sister push herself onto the kids, and try to force out their maternal relatives. It was very clear my sister blamed the maternal relatives, for neither of her stepkids, coming to think of her as their mom. She didn't want to hear any other reason it could be. Now both of her stepkids are adults, and her stepson became a father for the first time in January. His daughter is named after both her grandmothers, but his mom's name is her first name. My sister was so unhappy about that. She told him it was disrespectful to her and all that crap. He told her to go F herself, and told her she still hadn't figured out that she wasn't his mom, she wasn't his parent, she wasn't even his real family, because he would happily dump her out of his life for good and would never feel bad about that. My sister complained for weeks about it, and then I told her if I was her stepkid, I'd do the same. That she had no respect for his mom and had no respect for his maternal family. She freaked out and told me that was a shitty thing to say and I should be on her side, because she's my sister. Am I the idiot? OP gives more info in the comments about the situation. He named his daughter after his mom. He loves his mom. It's my sister who hates the memory of her, and yes, I have tried to sit down calmly and help her see reason. I did speak to her about it, but she didn't listen before. You're being truthful. She just doesn't want to hear it. It's his baby, and by the sounds, he is well aware how she was about his bio mom. She never really tried to hide it from the kids. At first, she hid it from Nigel, but then he started just letting her do the crap and didn't put his kids first, and then it never had to be held back. Despite that, she thought the kids would love her. Sad thing is she and Nigel have kids, and those kids will miss out too because of how she has treated Nigel's older kids. But he let her treat them that way, and stayed with someone so bitterly jealous of his late wife. I'll never understand after that. Are the older kids no contact with him? No, but there has been harm done to the relationship. I'm surprised your sister didn't alienate Nigel's kids so much, that they didn't go no contact with both of them. Honestly, for all the relationship that's left, I'm shocked too. So let me see if I understood this. OP's sister married a widower, who has 2 kids, but she gets upset because the kids still keep the memory of their dead mom alive, and blames the late wife-loving family, because the kids still care about their deceased mother? What kind of narcissist, soulless person is this woman? The children lost their mom, and OP's sister also convinces her husband to keep their maternal family away from them, because she is jealous of his dead wife? Oh my God. And after all this, she really thought that her stepchildren would accept her as a mother? After they saw how disrespectful she was, and still is, of their mother's memory and to their maternal family. Or that there was a possibility of them naming one of their children after her? What a delusional a-hole. Dear God, OP's sister sucks. And apparently her husband learned to be an awful father from his wife. Shame on both of them. And from the way things have happened and continue to happen, OP's sister and stepchildren will never have a good relationship, and it's all sister and brother-in-law's fault. Oh, and by the way, not the idiot OP. Now let's read what the comments have to say about this situation. Not the idiot. I'm sorry he stayed married to your sister through all that, and didn't kick her to the curb. Same. I can't believe how much he was willing to let that happen, and he ended up ruining his relationship with his older kids. Not the idiot. Even if she was their birth mother, she would have no right to expect them to name their child after her. What an exaggerated sense of entitlement. Someone needed to give her a reality check, especially as her stepson told her outright that it would never have happened, and she still didn't get it. All she's done is ensured that she won't be considered either a parental or a grandparental figure to any of this family, and has probably ruined the moment for her husband. What a peach! I am amazed at stepmom's contradictory thought processes. 1. I'm the mom now, you need to forget your biological maternal family. 2. How dare you not support me, I am your sister. You're supposed to always support your family. OP is not the idiot, and stepmom is not connected to reality. Sounds like OP has been trying to give their sister a reality check for 21 years. Like, seriously OP, kudos to you for your persistence, but man, your sister is willfully obtuse at this point. Not the idiot. Not the idiot, why are people so stupid when it comes to others, mostly children's, feelings for their dead parents? You can't replace that, you can try to love them and hope you get to a similar level, but that's it. She's dead, she can't win. Your sister has issues. And what do you guys think about this? And what would you say to OP's sister? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Oh, are you enjoying the video so far? If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. This really helps the channel, so I appreciate it. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my wife and kids to either take care of their dog or rehome it? 3 years ago, my wife and kids wore me down, and I agreed to let them get a dog. I am not a dog person. They seem like very fine people, but they are just not for me. The deal was that I wouldn't have to walk it or clean up after it, and that they would take care of it. It went fine for about a year and a half. But once the damn thing was out of its puppy phase, they lost most interest. So for about 2 years, now I have been walking it, because it needs exercise. I have to buy it food, because my wife forgets. I have to walk around the backyard before I mow, to make sure I'm not going to run over its turds. I'm done, I came home yesterday and it had chewed up a pair of my shoes. I waited until dinner and then I laid down the law. That poor thing is going stir crazy. It is used to getting their attention and stuff all the time, because of lockdown. Now that they can do other stuff, they are ignoring it. It isn't fair to the dog and it isn't fair to me. I said that if they didn't have time to walk it, they could play with it in the backyard. But that if I found any turds back there, that I was hiring a service to keep the yard clean, but the money was coming out of their allowances or the house budget. I said I wasn't buying any more food. If there was no food and the dog wasn't fed, I would be hiring someone to watch the dog, and once again they would be paying for it. They got upset with me, because the dog likes me and it's obviously my dog. Of course the thing likes me, I take care of it, which I don't want to do. So, I brought out our agreement which I made them all sign. Not my responsibility. I said they had 3 choices. Take care of the dog, rehome the dog, or pay someone else to take care of the dog. They all think I'm being too harsh, but I don't think so. I didn't want it in the first place. I've already checked with a friend of mine, she likes dogs and has agreed to take it, if my family cannot follow through. My wife says that I'm being an a-hole with this ultimatum. I think it's fair. Am I the idiot? Now let's read what other info OP give in the comments. Sometimes I am away from home for 24 days for work. So that dog doesn't get walked for 24 days. I was assured by 3 teens and an adult that they would be responsible. They broke their promises. If she, my wife, isn't going to behave like an adult in this situation, I have 0 interest in treating her like an adult in this situation. OP also tell us. I don't hate the dog, they are fine company. I just hate being saddled with all the work I was assured I would not have. And I'm not there to take care of it every day, and deserve to be taken care of. OP has a rehome candidate already. He isn't going to dump the dog on the streets. I would never do that, or take it to a shelter that might put them down. Okay, let's be real, OP is not the idiot here. In a perfect world, or in the world of fiction, after OP spent the last few years taking care of the dog, he would start to care about it, and then he would get so attached to the animal, that he would start to love it, and wouldn't mind take care of it, because the dog would now be his friend and companion. The end. Yeah, but that's not what's happening. From the start, OP said that he didn't want to have the obligation to take care of the dog, and he only started doing it because the people who promised to do so just stopped. He was just being a decent and responsible person because he didn't want the dog to suffer and be neglected in his home. But unfortunately, by doing this his family must thought that he didn't mind taking care of the dog, maybe even enjoying it, that they no longer cared about doing their part of the deal, aka take care of the dog. Bad decision. Like I said, OP is not the idiot, and the alternatives he presented for them make sense. If they don't want to care for the dog anymore, someone else will have to do it. Whether with the dog still living in their house or it living somewhere else. And what do you guys think of all this? Do you think OP is being too hard on his family? Do you think OP will miss the dog if he leaves? I think he will, even though he acted in the post as if he isn't, like it is not a big deal. Now let's read what the comments have to say. Not the idiot. This is exactly why I never got a dog. I knew that if I did, no matter the promises, it would end up being my dog. Why? Because I'm the one in the family that takes care of whatever isn't handled by others. Every dad, parent who is not a dog person, should read this post to understand why they should never let themselves be worn down. You were absolutely right in what you did. You didn't give an ultimatum, you confronted them with the responsibility they promised to have. These are the consequences of their actions. It's super unfair and irresponsible, to both the person who ends up taking care of the dog and the dog itself. Pets are not toys or accessories that can be discarded on a whim. Anyone who wants a dog, or any pet, needs to be committed to providing proper care and attention, and shouldn't get a pet if they can't. So I brought out our agreement which I made them all sign. Not my responsibility. I said they had 3 choices. Take care of the dog, rehome the dog, or pay someone else to take care of the dog. Clear not the idiot, poor dog doesn't deserve this. Pets should be part of the family, not a chore that family members are trying to pawn on one another. The dog deserves better than this, and you clearly should not be responsible, since this wasn't the initial deal. The a-hole is probably the other adult in the house. It depends on how old the kids are, but if they are very young and don't know any better, the dog is 100% your wife's responsibility. Not the idiot, your wife is being ridiculous for demanding you take care of a dog she's not willing to take care of herself. I'm 100% sure they think you're bluffing. Not the idiot, my dad is a prime example. He didn't want a dog. My sister came home with a chihuahua. She left and then moved back in, and at some point, mentioned taking the dog if she ever got her own place. He looked at her like she had 3 heads. That's his dog now, lol. And what do you guys think? Do you agree with the comments? What about the alternatives OP presented to his family? Do you agree with them? Don't forget to comment what you think. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.